Thank you. Have a nice day. Haha, check it out. Plastic shopping bag. Little bit of a story how I got that. Welcome to the superpilotish channel. My name is Graham Wilson, and today in my basement, I'll be talking about how I bought some plastic shopping bags over in Detroit yesterday. And it's just one of these things where Canada's got some really strange, I don't know, different, I guess, rules about plastic shopping bags. So you get these things like basically the stores don't give them out anymore. You go to grocery stores, or I don't know, you go buy something at some store and get your plastic bag, they stick it on, you come home, and then you end up getting like one of these, and you hang it up on a nail, and you keep filling it up with more and more and more and more plastic bags. Then you have a bag of bags. Then you can use them for whatever you need. I like to use them for if I got my changing the oil filter on my motorcycle, it's all greasy and stuff. I can just kind of stick it in there, wrap it up, and put it in another garbage bag, and then it won't leak. You got kind of double bag there, so you don't leak oil all over your garage or whatever. A lot of people use these to pick up dog poop. They're very handy, but they are illegal for sale in Canada right now. So you go to the stores and no one gives you any of these plastic bags. And so you have like a million of them lying around. But then once they ban them, or no one's giving them out, then you run out. And I'm out of plastic bags, pretty much. So I was like, okay, I couldn't really figure out, you go to any of these stores, they don't give them out anymore. So I'm running low, and it's like, okay, how am I going to get those? So I Google it up, and it's like, oh, it's illegal to sell those bags in Canada now. And it's illegal to bring those bags into Canada to sell them to businesses and things. So that's why the businesses, they just can't buy them. So they just say, yeah, we're not dealing with that. But because there's kind of the regulations are getting staged in, or it's getting enforced in stages, that we have until the end of 2025. And I could go over to Detroit, over in America, across the river here, and I can buy plastic shopping bags, bring them back to Canada, and I can use them as much as I want. So this is a little story on how I went over to Detroit yesterday to get these bags. And so first of all, okay, where are you going to buy plastic bags at? I don't know, little plastic shopping bags. It's hard to Google that up. And I also didn't want to drive too far away. So I was, find a good place. And I found this store. It was called, you try Google plastic shopping bags, something, and it all tells you how evil plastic shopping bags are and stuff like that. So it's like, no, I don't want to hear how evil they are. I want to buy some. So anyways, there's this place over there I found online. It was called Detroit Store Fixture. And I was like, oh, I don't know. That's kind of it was hard for me to remember the name. And I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and I thought, okay, I checked on the map. Okay, it's on 8 Mile Road. So that's right at the very north end of Detroit. Okay, I know how to get there. So okay, all right. And then I forgot the actual address of it, but Google Maps is pretty good with you go to Google Street View, and I was like, okay, if I go down 8 Mile here, if I hit that place, I've gone too far. I'll turn around. It's on the south side of the road. All right, good. So so I left the house a little bit behind the 8 ball there. I brought a bunch of cash with me, US dollars, and but I forgot the address and was like, oh, well, I'll remember where it is. And I don't carry a phone with me, so I do. And if you go in the States, if you have a different phone plan, there's roaming charges and all this stuff. So I just left my cell phone at home. And off to Detroit I went. So, okay, went through the tunnel to get to downtown Detroit. And that gets you right on I-75, and up you go, up north. So, or 375. To get to 75. But anyways, yeah, so I figured, okay, no problem. And there was like no traffic. Sometimes the border can be a little backed up. Nice. So I pull up, and there's to go through the customs there. I got my passport and everything. And so I see there's 2 open signs there for the booths where the customs are, the agents are. And so I see this truck backing up, which is unusual. And then he went behind another car, but it's like, why did he back up? It says that the sign's open. I figured, well, I don't see any car there. I'll just drive up. So I drive up to the little booth, and then there's a little one of those little automatic barrier gates or whatever that come down. You can make it go up and down like that. Well, that was down. I said, oh, maybe they're closed, but they have the sign says they're open, but they're actually closed. They forgot to turn the sign off. But then I'm looking in, and there's kind of like one way glass there, so you can't see if there's somebody in the booth. And I thought, well, okay, I'll kind of back up here, I guess, and do what that truck did. And then I see the little barrier go up, and I'm like, oh, okay, there is somebody in there. So I pull up, and there's the customs guard. She's all pissed off. You're not supposed to go past that stop sign. If the barrier's down, you stop, you wait until the barrier's up. I'm like, oh no, man, this is not how you want to start off, going like through the customs agents going into another country where they're all pissed off at you to start off with. I'm like, oh no, this is going to be a nightmare, because you don't ever want to be turned back from the American border, because if you are ever turned back for whatever reason, you'll never cross that border again. So you got to make sure you're doing everything just right. Yes, sir. No, sir. 3 bags full, sir. And answer the questions. And so I go up there, and they kind of ask a few, kind of a different question nowadays there that they didn't used to. Like, I don't really go to Detroit that much, but yeah. So I went there, and I was like, okay, gonna buy some shopping bags. So okay, you get your passport out. And she's like, after she after she stops bitching at me, like, okay, here's my passport. And sorry, yeah, we'll do that. Oh, now I know. Thanks. Sorry, typical Canadian. Sorry, yeah, but what else are you gonna say? Go F yourself, and you get turned around, or strip search or something, rip your car apart. No, be polite. So the she takes that, and she's like, when was the last time you were here in the United States? I'm trying to think. Oh, geez, I forget. No, I remember I did go over. It was May, a nice day in May, a year ago this May, and I did a video. I drove up Woodward on my motorcycle. So I remember that, and I was trying to think, did I go there another time? And they don't like you. Like, they want to hear this date. When was the last time you were here? June 6th, 2023, or whatever it was, right? So I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, this is getting really bad. It was a year ago, May. Might have been some other time in there. And it turns out later, I remember, yeah, I went down to the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio there. Oh, hey, Shecky, good morning. So, yeah, so I was like, I don't know. I can't remember the last time I was in the States, was here. And then she said, well, why haven't you come to the States? Why has it been so long since you've been here? And that was weird. They asked me that a couple other times before. So I think that's a new question that they ask you at the border, because I've gotten that. And it was like, okay, like, why haven't you been to America, to the United States? And it's like, well, I got everything I need over here on this side of the river. I don't need to spend a bunch of money to go pay toll to get over there and go through customs and all this other stuff. It's like, I was just like, I don't know. I never needed to go, I guess. And she says, well, why do you need to come here to Detroit? Or why do you need to come here today? And I'm like, I'm coming to buy some plastic shopping bags. And she just looks at me like, she's like, what? Like, yeah, you can't buy them in Canada anymore. And she says, what? I'm like, no, I kind of like those shopping bags. And like, it's illegal to sell and buy shopping bags in Canada right now, and I'm all out. So I figured I'd come over here and buy some shopping bags. And she's like, well, what do you mean shopping bags? Like, I mean, I'm like, those plastic bags, they got handles on them. There's, regular little shopping bags, disposable. And then she says, well, I said, oh, you can buy reusable bags in Canada, but not the disposable ones like that. And then she said something like, well, you want to save the planet, don't you? And I'm like, is this a test? Like, if I don't want to save the planet, I'm not allowed into the United States. I don't know. so I'm like, oh well, which is not what customs wants to hear. It just floored me. It was like, don't you? I have a gun and a badge. Don't you want to save the the environment? uh, oh well, I don't know. So she said, well, wait a minute. So if you're buying stuff over here, isn't it illegal for you to bring it back? And then I was like, well, actually, no, ma'am. And I went through all the regulations of like I was looking at it on the internet, and apparently it's illegal for sale in Canada. So, and it's illegal to manufacture them, and it can't be imported into Canada on if it is for sale. However, for personal use, it's still available until I got the date wrong. I said until the fall of this year. It's actually end of December 2025. I got wrong. I was lying to the customs agent, but I didn't know. And I was like, yeah, well, in the fall, then I won't be able to bring it back. So I better stock up on a whole bunch of these shopping bags so I can use them. And she's like, well, don't they have plastic bags over in Canada? I mean, yeah, like they have like garbage bags, like a Glad garbage bag. That's okay. Or even like the smaller Glad bags. Why don't you use it? Then she's like, why don't you use one of the smaller Glad bags? And I said, well, I like these ones because they have the handles on them. You can tie them up really nicely. And she's like, what? I don't know. She thought it was from Mars or something like that. And I was like, no, that's the law over in Canada. And she's like, what? And she started laughing and stuff. And she's like, I've never heard of anything like that. Oh my God. She starts freaking out, laughing and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go out to 8 Mile, buy some plastic shopping bags. She's like, I never heard that before. And she gave me my passport back, and off I went. And I went out to 8 Mile Road. The address is 7545 West 8 Mile in Detroit. So Detroit Store Fixture. I had a very good shopping experience there. Oh, check it out. I got a case of shopping bags. Check this out. So I show that's what 700 shopping bags looks like. So I got a lifetime supply of shopping bags now. I'll have a bunch of bootleg shopping bags in another couple of years, but still it's legal to possess, but you can't sell and you can't import them and you can't manufacture them. So but yeah, so I went to this place called Detroit Store Fixture. I didn't like, I know here there's in my town here's a place called Merchant's Paper, and they just sell everything for businesses. You can get coffee cups for your restaurant or shopping bags and stuff like that. Not anymore. And then so it's like what was I going to say there? Oh, so I don't know, this Detroit Store Fixture. It's kind of a weird name. And I went by. It's got like this big it's I don't know, medium-sized store, I guess. It's got a big glass window in the front. And I look in there and I see all these empty shelves and stuff. And I was like, and I see sale. I'm like, oh no, are they going out of business? And like the website's not up to date or something. And I don't know where I'm going to buy shopping bags now. I don't know. And then so I go in and it's like a bunch of empty shelves. And then there's some mannequins there. It's like, did they sell clothes and like they're going out of business? Or because if you ever go into like a clothing store that's going out of business, you got empty shelves and you got mannequins with no clothes on them and stuff. And I'm like, what is it? And then I figured it out later. It's like, that's what they sell. They sell the racks for clothing. They sell the mannequins for the clothing. They sell like, those little half busts where you can put like a gold necklace on it for your jewelry store. They sell all that stuff. So, I mean, Detroit Store Fixture is really good for anything you want to do. If you got like a clothing store, a retail store, shelving, pegboards, everything you need, all that stuff you see in a store, that's where you buy it at Detroit Store Fixture. And they got all kinds of bags. So they had multiple choice, and I was just like, I walk in, I'm like, oh, hey, I have no idea what I'm doing here. And then the lady there is like, oh, can I help you? Yeah, you got any shopping bags? Sure, right over here. So they're very friendly there, and I had a good shopping experience at Detroit Store Fixture over on 8 Million. Check out these bags. Here we go. And the really cool thing here, I had a choice. I could have gotten black or white. Thank you, have a nice day shopping bags. But I mean, you see the white ones everywhere. The black's kind of like, I don't know, it's got a little bit more pizzazz. Classic black. So check this out. So this is black thank you bags, and that's the size 14 micron. I guess that's the thickness, but made in USA. Haha. I love buying stuff that's not cheap Chinese stuff. So anyways, yeah, check it out. So we got 700 bags here, man. Boom. And they're all packed in nice and tight. I just have like, look at that, bags and bags and bags and bags everywhere. For the rest of my, I got a whole lifetime supply of bags. But then as soon as you open it up, you can't close it up again because they kind of expand or whatever. But there we go. So that was 700. I got 700 bags for $23 plus tax. So that was about $24.60 or something like that. Basically like about $25. 700 shopping bags. There we go. So if I go through, I did the math on that. It's like, okay, if I go through one bag per week, I forget, one bag per week, that's 50. Oh no, we'll say 2 bags a week. So in a year, that's about 100 bags. I got 700. So I got 7 years worth of garbage bags, 14 years if I go one a week. So there we go. Years and years worth of plastic shopping bags. And that makes me happy. So I was thinking, oh, no, I got to get back to Canada here. And it was coming back to Canada was just a classic example of how the Americans want to know who's coming over and Canadians want to know what's coming over. So, well, that was another thing that the girl asked me at the border going into the States. Are you meeting anyone there? I don't know. Might be. I met a nice sales lady over at Detroit Store Fixture, and she sold me some bags. But no, I'm not meeting anyone. What? Yeah, I'm meeting someone in a dark alley with a whole bunch of cash. Yeah. No, not doing that kind of cross-border stuff. So, yeah, they got that. And then, so coming back, because the guy was just bored. I give him my passport. And I was like, where do you live? That's another one. If you're coming into Canada, when they say where do you live, they want to hear the city, because I've done that before where I said where do you live, you got my passport, it's like where do you live? Canada. Where in Canada? Oh, okay, yeah. So where do you live? Windsor. What's the value of goods you're bringing back? $25 US. Okay. Any alcohol or tobacco? Nope. There you go. Off you go. So, piece of cake. I don't even know if the guy made eye contact with me. He was just like, whatever, get out of here. So that's cool. But after December 31st, 2025, he'll say, do you have any plastic bags? What about straws? Bendy straws? You're going to jail. So yeah, that's apparently the way it is. And I was reading more and more and more about like all this like plastic, single-use plastics ban in Canada. And it was like, there was a lot of effort put into this for I don't know what. But anyways, I guess I'm not saving the environment like the U.S. Customs agent wanted me to, but I don't care. All right. I don't care. I don't care about the environment. Well, you can do lots of other things that are good for the environment, but I think a couple plastic bags here and there is not going to. That's probably a lot better than third world countries like burning PCBs and stuff. So here we go. So that's about it. Made it back. I got my 700 bags, and I will. Yeah, we'll see what we got here. Shecky's the solo in the house. So what was the price paid per 700? Yep, sounds like $25. Yeah, with tax, stuff like that. And yeah, so highly recommend going to a Detroit Store Fixture on West 8 Mile in Detroit. Had a good shopping experience there. And yeah, cool. If you ever got, like, I was just thinking, I never really thought about it. It's like you go in all these clothing stores where, like, you got the racks with the, I don't know, hangers on them and stuff. Those round circular racks with a bunch of t-shirts hanging on it or skirts or whatever it is. Like, where do you buy those? You buy them at Detroit Store Fixture or something like that. So, okay, that's about it. Yeah, and then they had, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, Shecky likes the stores like that, the suppliers. Yeah, I've always had like really good luck for like anything that I want. Like if I want a really good knife or something like that, you go to the restaurant supply shop and you get like industrial grade, chef grade, really good knives, for chopping stuff up. It's expensive, but lasts you the rest of your life. And I had this, I was always buying cheap pots and pans and stuff like that. And then I went camping and, but I'll go to this Goodwill or whatever and get myself a crappy old pot going camping. Who cares? But it had a plastic handle. You put it over the fire, and then the plastic handle melted off. And it's like, okay, yeah, that doesn't quite work. But of course, I got all pissed off and I was like, this will never happen again. And I went to the restaurant supply store and I was like, I want the most industrial strength, super duper. So my camping pot is I don't know how much I paid for this aluminum pot with heavy duty lid, heavy duty handle on it. You can stick it right in the fire forever. The aluminum's like super thick, like it's industrial or restaurant grade, right? So I don't know how much I paid for that. It's like one pot, like $30, $50. I don't know how much I paid for, but it was like way too much. But it's like I will never have another. I don't know. Sometimes you get well. It's like I always talk about tools. You buy the cheapest tool, you'll always be disappointed. You buy the best, you're pretty much never disappointed, and most of the time, buy the tool that you can afford. So, but yeah, I'm with you there, Shecky. I like that, all that stuff. Yeah, so there we go. That's about all I wanted to talk about today. My little trip over to America to get America, the land of freedom, the land of plastic shopping bags. USA, USA. I love it. So, anyways, that's cool. What day is today? Today is Friday, weekend coming up. So that means I'll be back on Monday because I do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern. And pizza day today, too. Okay. So we'll just kind of shut her down. And thank you for watching. Bye.